Rotax Heavy, final. Again, beautiful conditions here in the Manawatu this weekend for the New Zealand Sprint Championships. Manawatu Toyota Raceway, we are underway. 16-lap final for Rotax Heavy. Driver going off track there, that was one of the Cosmics. The Australian out to the early lead on lap number 1, up at the top hairpin. Good size field for Rotax Heavy. 20 contesting the title over the weekend, 3 wide down through the corner there opposite the pits. It's the Australian out in the front. Leading Christchurch's Hamish Cross, who was the top qualifier from the morning. 2 qualifying sessions, 2 heats, a pre-final, and now the final for all of the classes this weekend. An Australian leads this race at the end of the first lap. Hamish Cross, though, keeping him honest. Hamish Cross, a former Toyota Racing Series driver out of the South Island. He's come back into karts this year and he's been very, very competitive. Goes up the inside of Williamson. Into the lead goes Christchurch's Hamish Cross. Running the Cosmic chassis. New team set up out of the South Island. Just gesturing there to Williamson. Come on, let's see if we can get away. Then makes a mistake. Drops the wheel off going down the hill towards the pit corner. Already this weekend with some of the other classes we've seen lots of action, especially in the Rotax Lights class. With first and second Daniel Kent and Paul Cameron taking each other out. So this race just starting to settle down into some order now. Kart number 11 there. That is Nicky Mills from Christchurch, former New Zealand title holder. Battling there with Wellington's Nick Rogers. 34 is Adam Boot from Christchurch. Had a big off in the pre-final. Had to start a long way back in this one. But he's making some forward progress already. In fact, Boot started all the way back from grid number 19. Oh, getting together there was Rogers. And the 19 of Simon Grace from Christchurch. So already, a couple of the more fancied runners in this Rotax Heavy class delayed early on in this race. Here's a look at the replay. Trying to go side by side down the hill, that fast right-hander, which is basically flat. Rogers and Grace get together. That's compromised both of their races. Out in front, though, it is still Hamish Cross. Chased by the Australian Tom Williamson, a very, very good young racer out of Australia. Had some big battles in Australia over the last year with soon-to-be former New Zealand champ Jared Carlisle, who's not contesting the title this weekend. In fact, Tom Williamson is racing the chassis that Carlisle raced to the New Zealand title a year ago. Rotax Heavy, all of the drivers running the FR125 Rotax engines, different chassis. All of the drivers post-race have to weigh up at 180 kg over the weigh scales. Minimum all-up weight of 180 kg as opposed to 160 kg for the lights. Just gives the more generously proportioned drivers an opportunity to race within their own weight class. Tom Williamson, a study of concentration, just trying to stay here with Hamish Cross. He's got a kart length and a half or so. Out in front of the Australian, Williamson just looks to be biding his time, and the first two have got away from the chasing group. Nicky Mills, Aaron Cunningham in that chasing group. Aaron Cunningham, the current North Island champ in the Sniper Systems. Cunningham Construction, CRG. Aaron's brother Wade, of course, former world karting champion. Also the Infinity Pro Series champ, racing in America, along with younger brother Mitch Cunningham, who we'll see a little bit later on in the Formula 100 class. So it's Hamish Cross making his return to karting this year. Had a podium finish at a 2-hour enduro meeting down in Christchurch a few months back with Tasman Motorsports. Jason Richards, as the white flag comes out. Hamish Cross, can he do it? Making his return to karting, chased by the Australian, and he's got a good gap. 2 to 3 kart lengths in it. Don't think Williamson is close enough, although he does close up under brakes at the top hairpin. Williamson dives down the inside. They make contact through the middle of the corner. An aggressive pass there from the Australian. Hamish Cross loses ground out of it. Certainly the pass was on Williamson, sliced down the inside. Cross tried to crowd him down on the inside of the corner. Down the hill for the final time, the Australian is looking to take out the New Zealand title, and he does for Rotax Heavy. So it is an Australian that takes out the New Zealand title from Hamish Cross in second after that controversial finish to the race. Christchurch's Nicky Mills in third.
Tom, you held second place for a long time. Last lap, what happened?
Yeah, last lap he opened up the door and there was a gap, and I found the way through. Probably a little bit of brain fade on his part just to leave the door open, threw it up the inside and made the pass. It was great.